It's Holy Joe Rock and Roll with another big lie.
Don't tell me what I can say or do. Free speech is free for all to use. Hate speech is not something you can define. Just cause your opinion is different than mine.
This is Holy Joe Rock and Roll with another big lie. The big lie is that Jesus was a Negro. Jesus was a black African. And those who claim this refer to the first chapter of Revelation, starting with chapter 1, verse 14, which states that he came with hair white as wool, white as snow, and his feet were like fine brass, like brass heated in a furnace. And they put these two verses together to try to say that Jesus had to be black because wool on a sheep is like kinky, nappy hair that Africans might have. Now, I just got a haircut yesterday, and I use a different product than I normally use, and my hair is like a sheep's hair, like wool. If you ever seen a lamb, seen a sheep, it don't have nappy hair like an African person might have. It has big ass curls, big ass wavy curls, something like that. Now, obviously, I am not African, although some have called me a Jew from Egypt, but that's not true. But anyhow, I digress. And if you ever put fine brass, which is a copper color, in a furnace, it's going to turn red. Okay, it's going to turn red. And so far I haven't seen the word black used. Hair like wool, the color of wool, as white as snow. Okay, now, that's not African, that's not Negro. And fine brass, which, think about it, if you're in a desert land, the Middle East, and you're wearing a long robe, and only your feet are exposed, and the sun's baking down on your feet, you're going to get tan, dark tan feet. And you're walking in the dirt, dirt's going to kick up and make your feet darker. So we're talking about brass, which is not black. I've never seen black brass, especially not fine brass. Obviously, if you don't polish your brass, it can turn dark. But it didn't say unpolished brass. It said fine brass, implying that it's going to be brassy. It's going to be dark, shiny, golden brown. Okay? Someone from Africa, Ethiopia, or Somalia, where they're saying that these Christians came from, or these Jews came from, would have black feet. They'd have black hair. They'd have hair like a black lamb, not as white as snow. So this is a big lie, and we should put this to rest. Now, I'm not saying that Jesus was black or white. Who even cares? The message that Jesus brought is what's important. It doesn't really matter what he looked like. He probably did not look as a lot of white European Christians depict him as, sort of as a Germanic, semi-Nordic looking dude with blue eyes and long hair. So that's probably a myth as well, but there's no evidence to prove that Jesus was a black man. But again, it doesn't matter. The message is what's important. What did Jesus say? He said, love thy neighbor as thyself. He said, love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. And he said, Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth. And he said, turn the other cheek, and he said, love thy neighbor as thyself. But it doesn't mean turn your countries over to third world immigrants. It's a very voluntary thing. There is no government forcing you to take refugees or savages into your land. No, it's a very voluntary thing. If you want to take a refugee into your house, feed him, take care of him, that's one thing. That's you personally taking responsibility to sponsor somebody. But when the government forces you, your whole country, to take these people, that's a problem, and that's not what Jesus said. I'm Holy Joe Rock and Roll, putting one big lie to rest. Remember to make it happen for the captain, because ultimately you're the captain.
Don't tell me what I can say or do. Free speech is free for all to use. Hate speech is not something you can define. Just cause your opinion is different than mine.